Good morning and welcome to the morning show on this Tuesday. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the fabulous Arizona Center. And still no taco.
No tacos. We are tacoless.
Tacoless on a Taco Tuesday.
This feels
But you know
like
what? You know what will make you feel better?
No, it won't. I am breaking every rule of improv right now by saying no.
I know,
teacher
exactly.
in me is
You're
being
right,
like,
exactly. So you're supposed to say yes
say
and.
yes and no. No. What? Can I rip it? I at least feel better
All right,
when I
okay.
rip it.
You get your frustration out about.
Ready?
Yep. All right. Oh, one more. Ah! All right, there we go. Woo!
Okay.
It's like an old David Letterman show where you like throw the cards out in the audience. All right, so our word of the day is implacable. Not placeable, not capable of being appeased, significantly changed, or mitigated. Oh, and it's a long sentence. Okay. Okay. It's such a breath of fresh air to watch a movie whose antagonist is not some evil, implacable villain, but a regular person who sees the error in their ways by the time the credits roll.
I feel like I have some exes who would think that I'm implacable. Although, to that I would say, touche.
I'm going to say, depending on who they are, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So.
Implacable. An implacable villain.
Indeed, an implacable villain. Well, there you go.
I feel like I could work that into everyday talk today. You're not very implacable, so I can't say it about you.
No, because I'm pretty, yeah, it's like, I'm like, eh.
You're placable.
I'm placable.
You're placable.
You put a little plaque on me, there you go.
Well then. Okay. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this with a really fun and fantastic guest for you. So keep it right here.
And welcome back to the morning show. We are so happy you are joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at
the fabulous Arizona Center.
Yes, and we actually have someone here who also calls the Arizona Center home for right now. We've got Renee, who's the Assistant Director of Cultural Coalition. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Okay, so not a hard question, but just for people that don't know.
Yes.
What is Cultural Coalition?
Yes. So Cultural Coalition is a 501c3 arts nonprofit started in 1996 by our co-founders Carmen and Zarco Guerrero. And it was to promote and highlight Chicano, Latino, and Indigenous artists in the community, especially the cultural arts. Like performance arts, music, dance, and storytelling. And since then, over 28 years now, they've been producing cultural festivals all over the valley. The one that is the most, I guess, popular is our Miquixli, or Dia de los Muertos, which happens at the end of October every year. And most people know us from that one. But we have, like I said, 4 annual festivals every year. But we also run an after-school program that's an arts program in Mesa.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So it's a really cool partnership. We have an after-school program at a low-income housing complex in Mesa. And the way that we have our residency there is that we provide free art services to the youth residents that live there. There's about 100 different youths, age from like 5 to 17 that we serve. every day after school from 2:30 to 5:30.
Wow.
We provide a free meal, homework help, and then some sort of fun arts engagement activity, sometimes science related. They really love our community garden too.
That is amazing.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I first encountered you all at the Mask Alive festival, which was, I've just never been or seen anything like that before. Can you share a little bit about that event?
Yes, sure. So our Mask Alive Festival is the festival that happens in Mesa at Pioneer Park, usually at the beginning of March every year. And it's a global festival of the celebration of the masks used as a storytelling element. So masks have been used by cultures all over the world for, centuries to help them tell their stories, whether it's oral history or even if it's just entertainment, everywhere from Japan to Bali to Mexico to even European countries. Like, the mask is just something that connects us all. And so at that festival we have, we have our Japanese taiko drummers, we have Chinese line dancing, we have our Mexican, we have our ballet folklorico, we have our mariachis that also use masks, but then we have like Egyptian belly dancers, so it's just everything with masks.
Yeah, it was so cool because, again, I just didn't know anything like that existed in Arizona, and the performances were incredible. They had these areas set up where the kids could actually make their own masks, and I mean, it was one of the coolest things I think I've attended here. So I really love that. My understanding is that you host classes and like workshops and things like that as well in your space.
Yeah, so here at the Arizona Center, we just opened up our new gallery, the Mask Alive Art Collection Gallery. And it's here at the Arizona Center, Suite 1045. And it is a collection of over 200 works of art, all made by our co-founder and artistic director, Zarco. And in our space, we have First Fridays events, we have performances, storytelling, and we have been offering workshops as well. Some of the workshops have been mask making, so in case you're interested in making your own mask.
Okay, yeah.
Beading. We've done curandera workshops, so kind of like spiritual healing, and we've also done yoga and sound baths, and then we also hosted Lalo Cota and Adrian Garcia for a painting workshop recently.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I know. And she had said too that for the like the sound healing, the acoustics in there are really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were feeling the vibrations.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And the space, Marshall and I get to see it every day when we come, to do the show. It is impressive in there. I mean, that is such a unique gallery, and I always call them puppets, but I don't know that that's what they are. They puppets?
So the giant placas?
Yeah.
Those are puppets.
Those are, like, every time I see them, I'm just amazed. I think they're incredible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that whole space is just filled with such joy. I mean, looking at the artistry, the cultures that are imbibed in so much of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would say that's definitely the emotion that Zarco would want to hear, that his art inspires. Most of the art, the puppets, the masks, the sculptures, he says wouldn't exist without the community. So I would say about 80% of the pieces that are on view in the gallery have either been danced, have been performed in a theater production, or as part of a community festival or gathering. So those giant, like 8-9 foot puppets dance and come to life at our festivals. They're also available for rent. You just let us know, give us a call, we can come to your event.
What?
Yes. We were just at the Funky Latino Fest.
I'm so excited to hear that.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes, we were dancing with everybody.
So your birthday month still has a
I
possibility.
know.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like that's one of the things that makes our gallery very unique, is that the pieces in there weren't just made to be on display, hanging on a wall. They are really brought to life by the community and by the artists that wear them. You'll see little teeny tiny masks because we work with children, and then we'll see the bigger, more scarier masks that are telling like different types of stories. And then of course our famous calacas because of our Dia de los Muertos. So
Yeah, I was just going to say, can you talk a little bit about the sample of masks that you brought in?
Yes, so I brought a few different examples here. So the one in the middle is Duende, and this is an example of Zarco's influence from Japan.
Okay.
So he did a fellowship in Japan, sponsored a grant from the NEA fellowship, and he was there for a year and got to study with some of the no-mask masters.
Wow.
And so when a lot of people come into the gallery, they're like, I feel like this looks Japanese, but also there's a lot of Mexican going on, and you are all correct. That he
it's that
likes
fusion, right?
Yes, and he loves blending that because he's had that opportunity to live those cultures, to study with the cultures, and kind of make his own interpretation. So that's our I call him kind of the rock star with the hairs. So that's Duende.
I can totally see that.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. And then we have a half mask, which is part of our theater mask collections. You'll see we have a display of all half masks that have been used by, I think those ones were used by Child's Play, and then some of them were used at ASU Productions in Gamage. And so he's been making masks for over 40, 50 years that have been used by everybody you can think of in the Valley.
Yeah.
And it's
Including
really cool.
him.
Including him.
I mean, that thing is, I love it.
Yes.
It's like he's got a storytelling thing. And so, so each mask is a whole new persona. So his whole body language changes, his way of talking suddenly adapts to that mask and the persona that it creates.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He is his own cast of characters.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Yes, it's always fun having him in the gallery. So if you ever drop by, you will actually get a chance to see him because he's sometimes just in the gallery. Sometimes he's working on his masks. Sometimes he does teach the mask workshops as well.
Yeah.
Or he'll just be hanging out for First Friday just to talk to people and tell them about, all of the cool art that's in there.
How did you get involved working with them?
Sure. Well, I remember first seeing a Zarco storytelling performance at a festival I don't think exists anymore. It was like the Phoenix Library and Book Festival, and it was like in Civic Park.
Oh, yeah.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a performance of his and thinking, that is so cool. And then I kind of started following him and Cultural
Stalking
Coalition.
him a little bit.
Yeah, and I started going to their festivals. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is just so amazing, it's so awesome. And in my other jobs that I've had at different museums and cultural centers in Phoenix, I ended up crossing paths with them over and over again, and I got to partner with them and write grants with them. And then through life, an opportunity arose where they were, looking for someone who could help them expand their programs and stuff, and so I was hired as the assistant director, and I've been having fun ever since.
I love that.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for coming and sharing with us today. And I mean, it really is something that gives Marshall and I so much joy, like he said, and delight. And we just really think it's such a special thing that we have here. Why don't you let folks know where they can learn more about you, about the workshops or the gallery or anything that you've got going on?
Yes, sure. So you can find a list of all of our upcoming events and workshops on our website at culturalcoalition.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, all of the things. And we have our next thing coming up. We actually have a fundraiser called Volver, where we consider it a mini festival because we're going to have music performances, interactive art experiences, and of course a lovely, cocktail and dinner to go with that as well.
Ooh, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming into the studio. We've enjoyed learning a little bit more about Cultural Coalition and the Mask Alive Gallery that's right downstairs.
Exactly, that is right here at the fabulous Arizona Center.
Yes,
just
Jasmine's.
because it is fabulous and getting better. I mean,
Yes.
is.
We love it.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with you after our commercials, and we've got some fun things to share.
Yeah. Good morning and welcome back to the morning show on this Taco-less Tuesday. Wow, wow. But
It's okay. We had masks.
we have Renee. I mean,
I know.
I'm so glad that we were finally able to get her on and talk about some of the cool stuff they're doing downstairs.
She is so wonderful. That gallery, seriously, we're not BSing you. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So you want to check it out.
It's a hidden gem that is, and it's relatively new. I mean, so it's like, so every
It
first
is.
Friday they're doing stuff down
Yeah.
there. And so,
And the festivals are a blast. Anytime you see a festival being presented by Cultural Coalition, go check it out. You will not be disappointed. You will see
it's music, it's
things,
theater, it's
yeah.
kind of everything, kind of this huge, mishmash of just delightfulness and funness. And you feel like you're learning just by being there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Speaking of learning by being here,
Oh.
I'm here with you. Why don't you learn me some history?
All right. Jimmy's Chicken Shack in Tucson closed on this date in 1951.
Oh no!
So, well, I was like, because I found a blurb and I was like, well, why was that such a bad thing or a good thing? And so I was like, a restaurant? Oh no, it was operated by Jimmy Mitchell from the late 40s through the early 50s, and it was a venue for jazz and blues, and really kind of a meeting place for the African-American community of Tucson, hosting notable acts like Lonnie Johnson and Fluffy Hunter.
Okay, that does sound amazing. Why was it called that though?
So, and I don't know. Well, I don't know if they sold chicken. Now there is like Jimmy's Chicken Shack, which is still in New York, in Harlem. So, but I don't. I think it was just.
Is that like a club as well?
That was a club as well, and so I
Okay.
don't know if I'm assuming it was kind of a riff on that. From it's like I wasn't able to find out why. I mean, other than the fact that his name was Jimmy. But when it closed, he was also pushing shows right up here in Phoenix as well. So he did things at the Riverside Ballroom, which is an iconic music place that no longer exists, as well as right here in Phoenix at the Elks Home, which is like Buckeye and 7th Avenue.
Okay.
And so it's a historic building that is still there and now has a plaque on it. And it was it was also kind of the Black Cultural Center for the community right here in Phoenix, being there. And the building is still there, and I thought it was so interesting that it's like, this all started because it's like I wasn't really happy with any other history I was finding for the day. And I was like, well, let's go on and see what I can find. And it's like, well, it's closing. And then went a deep dive on that, and it was like, and just started opening up all this music history here of Tucson and Phoenix. Because usually it's like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he was doing stuff in Tucson and Phoenix.
No, that is really, really fascinating.
So-
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of very cool, we think it's cool to celebrate things every single day,
Oh,
don't we?
indeed. So, I think it's funny because, okay, so Easter is over. And I remember as a kid, like one of the big things you always got every Easter was jelly beans.
That's very true. Yes.
And so today is National Jelly Bean Day, which I didn't even know there was a day for, but they became a popular snack during the Civil War. They were first made in Boston, and now you can get gourmet jelly beans. And
I loved when Harry Potter was a thing and they started doing all those weird
oh,
flavors.
right. And there was like the
Like earwax.
right, the jelly bean roulette, where it's
Yeah.
like there's, okay, out of all these good flavors, there's a bad one somewhere in the mix.
Yep. Yeah.
Are you gonna get it? So
Probably. I will probably get it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I love how jelly beans have kind of been have been around so long and are still popular and relevant. But I don't like the black ones.
I don't like the black ones either.
I'm not a black licorice fan.
Me either. I know.
So, and Jelly Bellies have so many cool flavors.
They do. Yeah.
So like hot buttered popcorn.
Yep.
So.
I don't love that one either, though.
Well,
But
I don't
it's cool
love
that
it.
it's a flavor.
Well, it's cool that it's a flavor, and I like to try it, but it's not like, I want a handful of these.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's like a little dab will do ya.
Yeah. A
So.
little dab will do you.
And it's not offensive, it's just kind of fun.
It is, yeah.
So.
Unless you do like a mouthful, then I could see where that might be.
That would be a bit much.
Yeah, but.
So. And also, today is School Bus Driver Appreciation.
Oh my God, I always thought that would be such a stressful job, being a school bus driver. I feel like that would be so hard.
Well, and it's so funny because it's like, I know it's like, I used to have to get on a bus and like was an hour each way to get to school.
Oh, wow.
Because we lived out in the middle of nowhere
Okay.
and and the school was in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's just different middles of nowhere. So.
It's funny, the only bus driver that I was like friends with, he was this extremely brilliant, like intelligent man who liked being a school bus driver because like he'd basically do something in the morning and then he'd have all this time during the day to write and to read and to philosophize, and then would have to go do the school pickup, and then he'd be done again by like 5 o'clock. Like, it was kind of, he just thought it was perfect for him to be able to focus on his brain.
Now, not that I'm dating myself, but I can remember it's like our bus had an 8-track player.
Oh, wow.
And no one had 8 tracks. And so somebody wound up getting a converter from
Okay.
8-track to cassette. Then we could play cassettes.
What did you play?
Oh, like Queen.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Okay. Yeah, I can
and
see
the bus
that.
driver would stop when we started doing that because until we would stop and then they'd take off again.
Oh, bus drivers.
But
Appreciate your bus driver.
Exactly. I mean, they get your kids from home to school and back again. So their role is so important.
Yes, yeah.
And also this week is Hula Week.
Hula.
Indeed, or known also as the Merry Monarch Festival, which honors the legacy of King David Kaluakua, who was King of Hawaii from 1874 through the 1890s. And this is a week filled with parades, Hawaiian art fairs, performances, a 3-night hula competition, and it's all about perpetuating Hawaiian culture and traditions.
That's cool.
And I thought, well, it's right in time also just to tag on Tiki,
Tiki
Oasis,
Oasis. I
happening at
know.
the
Valley
Valley Ho, the end of this month. So that will be 4 days of fun.
I was we did a river cruise in Hawaii to this grotto, and on the way back, they taught everybody how to hula.
Ah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Oh, man, if I'd known, I would have had you bring your grass skirt. You could have demonstrated for us.
I didn't say I was good at it, but
I would have come down you on the accordion. We'd be equally talented.
you would be equally talented. Yeah, that would be fair.
And then, of course, today is Earth Day. And, I thought it was funny because I was like, it always has a theme. And so this year is Our Power, It's Our Planet is the theme. And I was like, how did they choose April 22nd as Earth Day? And it just happened to be because it was between spring break and finals. And so they kind of wanted it for college students. It has been happening now for this is the 75th anniversary.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, not 75th, 50th anniversary.
50th, okay.
Yeah, 50th anniversary of it. And so it is now served by over 1 billion people in 109 countries.
That's very cool.
So lots of folks are doing it, whether you're planting a tree. I know Green Living is doing a festival today, community cleanups, recycling drives, educational events to let us know what can we do to make the earth even better.
Yeah.
And we want to know how you're making the earth better.
We sure do.
So you can either send us emails about what you're doing, what did you do for Earth Day. Maybe you did the hula, who knows? If you did it well, please send us video.
If you did it bad, please send us video.
But sign a release so that we can show it if it's bad. So, and you can do that with email at hello@onthemorningshow.com or Instagram at onthemorningshow.
That's right.
So we want to hear from you, and so we love pitching local. I mean, you got to hear from Renee. I'm so excited that Renee was here.
Me too, yeah.
So we've been talking about having her on for so long.
We've been trying to make that happen for
and
a
it
long
did
time.
today on Earth Day.
And you know what? It was like just serendipitous. We sent our producer Ann down and be like, see if she's there. Go get her.
Right, and they just had
And
some
then we
volunteers.
threw a net over her and drag her up. No, we're kidding.
But grab some masks before you come up, so that way we have props, because we always love props.
Yes, we do.
But thank you so much for being here and joining us on this Tuesday.
You forgot about things to do.
Oh.
Marshall's like, I had enough of her talking.
Well, no, because
good.
Renee, I mean, we talked about the mask making workshops and everything else, and so.
No, I know. Well, speaking of they talked about how they did some masks for ASU. There is a ASU Wind Symphony and Maroon and Gold Band performance at ASU Gamage tonight in Tempe at 7:30 p.m. So basically, this is going to be the nice bow on the end of their 2024-2025 season. And they are going to be celebrating the graduating students and serenading, I can't say that word apparently, serenading the audience with some lovely and beautiful music. Tickets are $10 and it is at 7:30. We've also got Friends trivia, Friends like the show. Yep, that's exactly what I'm talking about at Snakes and Lattes, also in Tempe at 7 p.m.
So I hope one of the questions is, how did they afford that apartment?
That's always one of the questions.
Because I'm like, yeah, no.
No, I know. No, I know. It's not possible. Okay, could you be any more excited to join us at Snakes and I didn't do a very good Chandler impression, but I knew what Dylan was going for on that one. You can grab your lobster and round up your Central Perk crew and join us for a night of laughter, coffee, and all things Smelly Cat. Oh, Smelly Cat, I love that one.
Oh, I like smelly.
Yeah.
They're grabbing lobsters. Did they grab lobsters?
That's how they described like couples that stay together forever. I'm your lobster. Yeah.
Oh.
She's your lobster. So pivot, as Ross would say, and plan your night and get your tickets now. Pivot. I say that all the time, actually. That one I do well. It's $10 to $60 depending on your team size. And again, that's 7 p.m. Snakes and Lattes in Tempe. Okay, this one sounds wonderful. Chromotherapy and sound bath at Amy's Studio in Gilbert, happening at 7 p.m. So basically, this is meant to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. You are doing a fusion of chromotherapy, which is color therapy, and then a soothing sound bath where relaxation meets holistic healing. So for those that don't know, a sound bath is basically gentle vibrations of singing bowls, gongs, chimes that wash over you. It's meant to relax tension and invite deep relaxation. And then chromotherapy is it's basically color frequencies to balance your chakras and uplift your emotional well-being. I do chromotherapy sometimes when I'm in the sauna, and I get kind of the rainbow effect, and I also do red light therapy. So this is something I do in my own life. But really good price actually for this. It's $40, and it's from 7 to 8:15 p.m. tonight. We've also got some stand-up comedy happening at Bridget's Last Laugh in Phoenix. They're going to be in the back room. I don't know what that means, but that's what you should know. They're going to be in the back room, and it's going to be a variety of styles and experience levels from local stand-up comics. You can come as an audience member, or you can join in on the fun and get on up there for the open mic. Sign-ups start at 6:30 p.m., and the show is from 7 to 9. There is absolutely no cover. And last but not least, we're back in AJ for a 9-ball tournament at First Water Cocktail Bar. I think Dylan has a new favorite place. I feel like
Oh,
he's
and I was like,
throwing this in
9
all
ball.
the
What's
time.
9 ball?
This is what it says. So sure, you may be skilled at 8 ball, but how are you at 9 ball? Come show us your skills at a 9 ball tournament here at First Water Cocktail Bar. This is a $15 entrance fee, and it's from 6:30 to 9:30. I am surprise, terrible at pool. Another thing that requires some coordination and skill.
So,
but I'm
my
not good at.
grandma was like a pool shark.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about
Yeah,
that.
so she taught me how to play pool. I wasn't nowhere near as good as she was, but
Yeah, I'm just not good, period, but that's okay. I look cute standing next to a pool table, in a little leather jacket, sipping a beer. I'll be your cheerleader.
Playing the hard ass. And,
Yeah. All right, well, that really is the end of the show this time.
so it's supposed that fake ending that we tried to throw at you earlier.
Yeah, it's like turkey bacon. It's not real. It's not the same.
Fake and bacon.
Fake and bacon.
Fake and bacon.
All right. Thank you, though, so much. Thank you to Renee from Cultural Coalition for joining us. It was always so fun to have her in the studio. And we will be back with you tomorrow morning. So make sure you log back in and
To
join
ROBAT,
us.
which is, we're now on ROBAT.
We are now on, we haven't talked about that. So
No,
for those that
yeah.
don't know, WTSM TV, which is where we normally aired, has rebranded and is now ROBAT TV.
And that's ROBAT.
Like bat.
Right.
Bat.
TV.
Robotic bat.
Yes.
So you can find us there. We'll also keep you updated on where else you can view us and interact with us, and lots of good things coming for the show.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff in the works and the
Yes.
planning. So.
Yeah, we're pumped. All right, friends, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning.